You got the pub show, you've got Pints in a Field.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Pints in the Field is insane. That's our own festival, and it's like if a christening and a ploughing had sex, you'd have Pints in the Field. Do you know what I mean? It is the baby of that, and mix in a bit of Rag Week as well. Like, we had a lineup. It's never been done. There's no way Declan Ernie and Bass Hunter have ever been on the same lineup.
Yeah.
It shouldn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but it did make sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
Jazzy and Marty Moan, Bewitched, Steve from Codeline came out, and we had a man from Kilfenora in County Clare, Pádraig Howley, in his 60s, got up in a shirt and he sang The While Over. And 15,000 people sang along, and it was, you know, I was kind of crying and on a horn. It was really special, like, it was a moment. And we met the head of security afterwards, and he said, boys, we've done a whole run of gigs here, and this is the only gig that wasn't one bit of trouble. Yeah. And everyone was absolutely bananas, and we were very proud of that, to be honest.
Lots of trouble afterwards, but not during the gig.
Correct.
So what was the biggest party? Was it Pints in a Field, or was it this man getting married?
Oh, God.
Oh, that was a fair party, you know, the wedding, in fairness. Like, it was gas leading up to it. I'm just so happy to be married because I couldn't take any more Say Yes to the Dress. I watched the Irish version, Australian version, the UK version, and the differences between it is, like, the American version is, you know, some girl goes in and her whole family are there, and she tries on the dress and she bursts out crying, and everyone's saying, oh my God, Darla, you look so beautiful. And then in the Irish one, your one comes out with a dress on, and her mother goes, you have your grandmother's arse, what they tell you about that? Get that dress off you, Sinead, it'll do nothing for you. So I watched all these. In the lead up then, I was like, I was saying to me missus, like, even though we do sing, well, we attempted. And I said to me missus, I could sing you up the aisle when we come into the church. And she said, Johnny, I could cook the dinner for 220 people too, but I won't. So I'm just glad. I'm just glad it's over, Paddy.
She's the same.
Yeah,
she's the same at the moment.
And I'm assuming, were you the best man?
The worst man, yes.
Yeah.
We split the best man duties. It was too big a stag for one man.
So we had to have two stags.
And where did you have the stags?
Well, I organised the mystery tour, and I brought Johnny to... There's a pub out the road from us. They only have 2 things on tap, and 50 of us bet into this place, and your man behind the bar just started shouting, everything is €4. Everything is €4, boys. Pints, €4, vodka, €4, the whole lot. Wild night. And then we went over the mountain, over the V, into a pub, and there was a whole circle of chairs, and one in the middle, and Johnny pulled me aside. He's like, you have to get me a stripper. You're going to ruin me. Like, but I had a hypnotist.
So you had a hypnotist and you hypnotised him and he stripped.
Or Bardo lists more.
He put one of the boys, I thought he was have to put one of the boys in the trance. So I had to go out and get him back out of his car. And I was like, man, you have to come in and wake up one of the lads. It turns out he was just langers. So the hypnotist was trying to snap him out of it.
You're back in the room. Your man's just getting sick on himself.
What?
Wild stag. Yeah. That won't be happening in the TV show, I promise. If anyone's looking in the green room, there you go.
So you're married now. Are you getting to that stage where people are starting to sort of hand young? Yeah.
Kids. Yeah, a lot of my friends are having kids, and they're doing that thing where they all kind of pretend that they're happy. Do you know? Like, if you ask a fella who's in his early 30s, right? He's starting out in life, and you say, "How's the kid?" And he's like, if he's around his missus, he's like, best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing. I couldn't say no. And then when he's on his own, he's like, don't do it. And he's looking, and you can see that fear in his eyes. Because you know on Saturday night when he's had that 5th pint and he's just going, will I now? Will I stay out? And then he's going, no. I was on a stag recently. I went home, a fella said, what are you going to do for the evening? I said, I'm going to get €60 worth of Chinese and watch EastEnders. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'll go home and a 4-year-old will be bouncing on my head for the next 3 hours. So I'm thinking about it, like, obviously I am, you know, it's a natural thing, but also I don't know how to talk to kids, Paddy. Because I think men will sympathise with me in the audience, and girls, you'll know as well, you have a special way with kids. You just know, see a kid and they go, all that little baby talk. And I swear, I seen a fella in our town, one of the lads had a baby, and an outlet came over and said, he looked at the mother and he said, he's your double chin, all right. we just can't do it. We're just not. Another lad looked up, picked up the child, looked at his hands and said, he has some paws on him. It's not Dover, man.
By nurture.
I remember walking on the beach with our eldest fella when he was a baby. Yeah. We were in America at the time, and these 2 old women said, "Oh my God, he's so cute." And I said, yeah, he takes the looks after his mother's side of the house. and she says, I don't care who he takes his looks after. You must be such a proud grandfather.
Paddy, it's no wonder you came back from there.
You came back. Get out of here, lad.
Get out of there fast, Paddy.
Hollywood wasn't for you.
OK, guys, you're doing your show in a pub.
Yep.
It's time now to go back up to Dundrum, County Down, to see how my local pub is getting on.
Just a wired, Paddy.
There they go, they're wired, yeah. I think I've only let it slip once. That's how sadly, yeah, just, oh, all right, OK. There it is, the lovely pub named after the village where I'm from, where I'm told, yeah.
Come on, Paddy.
Only one round of free drinks there all night. I'd no idea, thankfully, though. You guys have been getting in touch here. James from Coot Hill says, Paddy, you should be ashamed of yourself. You've only said Dundrum once. Maggie in Westport says there's poor people in Dundrum. They must be very thirsty now. Claire in Blanchardstown says, I can't believe you haven't said Dundrum yet, Paddy. I can't believe I've only said Dundrum once either, so apologies to all the lovely people there up in Dundrum. We were hoping for a free drink every time I say Dundrum. I forgot to say that there's actually more than one Dundrum in Ireland. Did you know there's Dundrum in Tipperary, there's Dundrum up in
the shopping centre,
Dundrum Shopping Centre, Dundrum in County Down as well. So there you go. That is things are getting better there up in Dundrum. That is. There you go. And we'll be back to see how they're getting on at the same time next Friday, 12 free rounds. When's the show out, lads? When's that coming our way?
Mid-October. They told us we can't say when it is, but it's mid-October, maybe a Thursday night, and in like a date that ends in the teens. Yeah. So you can do the maths.
Could be anything.
You never know. Yeah, no, mid-October we'll be there, and hopefully it'll last the full run.